Grandma and Gramps are here.
Is Dad with them?
No.
Welcome to Watch Mojo, and today we're exploring the times a television show chose not to recast and instead killed off a character due to the actor passing away.
From what I hear, you've been a rock for everyone, so I know that means that sometimes you don't get to grieve yourself.
I'm okay.
Albert Pop Solomon, The Goldbergs. From the first episode of The Goldbergs, George Segal was there as Pops.
I hear someone turned 16 and could use a new car.
Holy crap, for me?
I don't love you that much. This baby's mine.
The Oscar nominee and two-time Golden Globe winner was the perfect casting for the role. Segal was able to capture the caring and nurturing side of Pops, as well as his more mischievous side. However, in 2021, Segal unfortunately had complications as he underwent bypass surgery and passed away. His last on-screen appearance as Pops took place in Season 8's Couple Off.
There you go. A step forward.
In the first episode of Season 9, The Goldbergs' Excellent Adventure, the cast and crew paid tribute to Segal and Pops. The Goldbergs visit Pop's favorite places, sharing memories of their beloved grandfather, father, and friend. Andrew Campbell, Mad Men. Early in the show, Pete Campbell was one of the most insufferable characters on TV.
I don't think taking you to lunch is part of my job.
Do you have something today?
No.
I thought you'd be happy to see me. I called Hildy and asked if you were free. It'll only take a minute, I promise.
I'm sorry.
Armed with entitlement and mountains of spite, he'd do anything to get ahead, except put in hard work. When we meet his father, Andrew, we can see why Pete's this way. With disapproving and emotionally cold parents, Pete didn't have much support. In Season 2, Mad Men had the episode Flight 1, which involved the real-life disaster of American Airlines Flight 1 in 1962. During the show, it's revealed that Andrew was on the plane.
It's the strangest thing. Apparently my father was on that plane.
What?
My father, he was on the plane.
In 2008, Andrew actor Christopher Allport was at the ski resort Mountain High in California when multiple avalanches took place. Sadly, he and two others didn't survive. Zebulon Walton, The Waltons. After being blacklisted from Hollywood for refusing to testify before the House Committee on Un-American Activities in the 1950s, Will Geer did incredibly well, carving out a successful late career. After all, he collected an Emmy in 1975 for his work as Zeb in The Waltons, helping to turn the show into a cultural phenomenon.
I'm so glad that they finally got me into a category. You know, when you get to an age, this age, you appreciate things of that sort.
In Season 7, the writers had to rework the scripts after Ellen Corby, who played his on-screen wife Esther, suffered a stroke that was mirrored by her character. However, before Season 8 filming started, Geer passed away from respiratory failure. The first two episodes of that season began with the family coping with Zeb's passing, leading to them giving the beloved character and his actor a eulogy at his grave.
You did, Pa, but you taught me how to take hold in my own way.
Glenn Carter, The Blacklist. As a child, Clark Middleton was diagnosed with juvenile rheumatoid arthritis, a disease that causes great pain and physical problems. Yet despite that, he made a successful career as a character actor, which led to him being cast as Glenn in The Blacklist.
It's as if you enjoy making people miserable.
I work at the DMV!
Playing the role of a DMV worker who moonlights as a tracker of people and objects and has a history with Red, Glenn became a fan favorite of the show. However, in the season episode The Wellstone Agency, we learn Glenn has died from the West Nile virus. In real life in 2020, Middleton had passed away from the same disease. James Spader's Red gave a heartfelt eulogy in the episode to not only Glenn, but to Middleton.
But there was one thing Glenn was not. And that's afraid. Glenn was not afraid.
Dr. Charles Kroger, Monk. If it wasn't for Kroger, Monk would never have been able to return as a consultant detective.
Going with the flow. Good. Good for you. You've been, doing some consulting?
Yeah, in Santa Clara.
His therapist and friend helped him cope with his nervous breakdown and OCD following his wife's murder. Even through Monk's ups and downs, Kroger was there as his emotional pillar, even if the duo clashed occasionally. In the first episode of Season 7 of Monk, Mr. Monk Buys a House, we discover that Kroger had suffered a fatal heart attack as Monk struggles to come to terms with it.
Kept reaching for the phone to call.
Dr. Kroger. I know. I miss him too.
This sadly mirrored what happened to Stanley Camel, who portrayed the character of Kroger. In 2008, he was found at his home after suffering a heart attack. Richard Gilmore. Gilmore Girls, A Year in the Life. As the patriarch of the Gilmore clan, Richard was heavily featured in the original run of the TV show Gilmore Girls.
Hi, Dad.
What is it? Christmas already?
Lorelei was taking a business class at the college today and decided to drop in to see us.
What business class?
Well, she told us about it, dear, remember?
No.
With his traditional view of life coming from wealth, this occasionally brought him into conflict with his daughter Lorelei. Played by Edward Herrmann, the Emmy and Tony winner brought his exceptional experience to the role. When the revival miniseries Gilmore Girls: A Year in the Life debuted, Richard was set to leave a big hole in the family. 2 years before the show aired in 2014, Herrmann sadly passed away from cancer. The first episode of the revival featured the family coping with Richard's loss from the after effects of the heart attack he suffered in the original show.
How dare you call me an idiot? I just lost my husband.
I just lost my father.
And you couldn't care less.
That's horrible. You're horrible.
Get out.
Bubby, Arthur. Over the years, the children's cartoon has had many famous guest stars who typically appear once. Yet they managed to get the legendary comedian Joan Rivers to come back multiple times as Bubby, Francine's grandmother, a role which got her nominated for a Daytime Emmy.
Oh, I'm a failure. You're not a failure.
However, in season 25, the episode Listen Up had Francine cope with the passing of Bubby as her friends rallied behind her. In 2014, Rivers experienced terrible complications during minor throat surgery, sadly leading to the comedian's death. During the investigation, several severe errors by the medical team were discovered, which contributed to her passing.
In my opinion, it was 100% preventable.
In 2016, Melissa Rivers settled a malpractice lawsuit against those involved in her mother's demise. George Gramps Miller, Lassie. After working as a vaudevillian before making his name in Hollywood, George Cleveland was cast as the hard-working farmer Gramps in the Lassie TV show.
Look, boy, there's one thing you got to understand. The Lord made animals free, just like human beings. And you can't force them to love you. They got to do the deciding.
However, while filming season 4, Cleveland sadly died from a heart attack. In the episode The Transition, the Miller family mourned the loss of Gramps. The show creators spoke with child psychologists as this was one of the first times a family program was tackling death. However, the network and sponsors reportedly required that certain words around death not be uttered. Instead, the characters spoke about losing Gramps as they gave tribute. The death of Gramps was then used as a catalyst for removing the Millers from Lassie and replacing them with the Martins.
Bye, girl.
J.R. Ewing, Dallas. No character has become as synonymous with a soap opera as JR and Dallas. So much so that Larry Hagman's work in the role saw the character regularly topping lists of the greatest TV villains.
Jordan, I told you I needed that cash for other deals.
You knew those wells were going to be worthless, and you suckered your friends into buying the leases.
Now, hold on a minute, Jordan. We took quite a beating on that ourselves.
In 2012, the Revival series aired. Hagman had disclosed the previous year that he was battling cancer. Sadly, it led to his death in 2012. In season 2, the show aired the episode The Furious and the Fast. Featuring unused footage of Hagman as JR, he spoke on the phone to John Ross until multiple shots rang out, kicking off a whodunit storyline he was famous for.
JR? Hello? Dad! Dad! Dad?
In the original Dallas run, Jock Ewing perished in a helicopter crash after the actor Jim Davis passed away in 1981. Peter Gregory, Silicon Valley. A major character in the first season of Silicon Valley, Peter Gregory was a socially awkward tech investor hoping to get a piece of Pied Piper.
I'm paying you $200,000 for 5%, yet you're giving this man twice that in exchange for a futon and some sandwiches?
He was played by Christopher Evan Welsh, who was unfortunately taken from us at a relatively young age. Welsh was diagnosed with lung cancer in 2010 and passed away 3 years later at the age of 48. He died on December 2nd, 2013, 4 months before Silicon Valley premiered on HBO.
Come back in 48 hours with an airtight business plan, a clear go-to-market strategy, and a 3-year summary P&L, or there will be no check!
Welsh was about midway through filming the first season, having completed 5 of its 8 episodes. It was later explained that Peter Gregory died while on a trip to the Serengeti.
Peter Gregory is dead.
What? Holy shit.
Sergeant Phil Esterhaus, Hill Street Blues. A highly acclaimed police drama, Hill Street Blues was way ahead of its time and is regarded as a predecessor to the prestige cable dramas of the 2000s. Michael Conrad played Sergeant Phil Esterhaus, known for his iconic catchphrase,
Let's be careful out here.
Conrad won 2 Emmys for Outstanding Supporting Actor before passing away in November 1983 from urethral cancer.
Off the record, you promised me you'd be careful out there, but you weren't.
There goes double for me, Frank.
Conrad was 58 years old, and the show was in the middle of its 4th season. Esterhaus was subsequently killed off, but not how you may think. Rather than going out in a blaze of glory, he dies while making love.
Phil Esterhaus passed away this morning. Suffered a heart attack.
It's different, but it sure is memorable. Selma Hacker and Florence Kleiner, Night Court. This NBC sitcom suffered a number of tragedies with eerie similarities. The first 2 seasons starred a gruff, chain-smoking character named Selma Hacker, played by an actress named Selma Diamond.
Selma, you haven't touched your food.
I've touched it, I've chewed it, I've swallowed it. Now it's up to my enzymes.
Unfortunately, Diamond died of lung cancer on May 13, 1985, just 4 days after the season 2 finale. Her character was killed off and replaced with Flo Kleiner, played by Florence Hallop.
What can I do for you?
I'm here for the job.
What job is that?
What is this, a wetsuit?
Well, we interviewed for bailiffs last week.
I'm late.
Like Diamond before her, Hallop died of lung cancer shortly after the conclusion of season 3. And like her predecessor, Flo Kleiner was killed off, with her death being announced by Judge Harry Stone.
When Selma died, I felt loss. When Florence died, I felt loss. Because I cared very much for them.
Carl Kanisky, Gimme a Break. This was an incredibly successful sitcom in its day, running for 6 seasons between 1981 and 1987. It starred Dolph Sweet as Chief Carl Kanisky, a widowed police officer who's often at odds with his daughters.
What are you reading this garbage for?
It's our schoolwork.
Is that what they teach you? No wonder the schools are overcrowded.
Sweet was informed midway through the 4th season that he had stomach cancer, but he continued to film the show. He ultimately died from the cancer on May 8, 1985, just 3 days before the 4th season finale.
Wait a minute, Chief. Jonathan is a very nice young man. It's just that whenever he's around you, he falls apart. You just have to get to know him.
No, I don't.
Sweet's funeral was held on the night of its airing, with his co-star Nell Carter delivering the eulogy. Season 5 opens with an acknowledgement that Chief had died, and the episode is handled with mature grace as the characters learn to grieve his passing.
Listen, Joey. The Chief is no longer with us. So you're just going to have to show him some respect.
Neil Winters, The Young and the Restless. Perhaps the most famous soap opera in TV history, The Young and the Restless has been going strong since 1973 and has aired well over 12,000 episodes. Between 1991 and 2019, Christoph St. John starred as Neil Winters and won 2 Daytime Emmy Awards for his performance.
Since 1991, he played Neil Winters on the soap opera and earned 2 Emmys for his role.
St. John died at the age of 52 from hypertrophic cardiomyopathy, a condition in which the heart thickens to an abnormal size and is thus unable to pump blood correctly.
Christoph St. John also leaves behind 2 daughters, and tonight, so many questions over his untimely death.
His death occurred on February 3rd, 2019, and just 2 months later, his character was killed off after suffering a stroke.
You're the voice that carries through. I'm still learning.
Sergeant Nick Yemana, Barney Miller. A popular ABC sitcom, Barney Miller took place within a police station and concerned the wacky officers that inhabited it. One of them was Sergeant Nick Yemana, a philosophical man known for making a particularly bad cup of coffee.
Come on, you know I depend on you for 100 different things.
Coffee, filing, spring cleaning.
Yeah. But also for your experience, your sense of humor that gets us through the day.
Nick was played by Jack Sue, who died of cancer midway through the show's 5th season on January 11th, 1979. It was later implied that Nick had died, and the 5th season ends with the episode Jack Sue, a retrospective.
He said to each of us, sit down and write something you'd like to say about your relationship with Jack. Whatever you'd like to say.
It sees the actors breaking character to acknowledge the legacy of their coworker, and it closes with everyone raising a cup of coffee in salute.
To you, Jack.
Dr. Virgil Swann, Smallville. This superhero show about a young Clark Kent features an exceptionally cool cameo from Christopher Reeve, who played the hero in 4 Superman movies.
Easy, miss. I've got you.
You've got me. Who's got you?
In 1995, Reeve was in an accident that left him with paralysis, and his use of a wheelchair was written into the character of Dr. Virgil Swann.
It's a message from the stars, Clark.
All my life, I've been staring out into space, wondering is anybody else out there? And then 13 years ago, I got an answer.
It was a brilliant and touching passing of the torch that honored the series' iconic history. Unfortunately, Reeve fell into a coma after going into cardiac arrest and died on October 10, 2004. In the 4th season episode Sacred, which aired 4 months later, a newscast explains that Dr. Swann had also died.
We have just confirmed that Dr. Virgil Swann passed away this morning. No further details have been released. The reclusive billionaire will be remembered as one of the leading philanthropists of his generation.
Livia Soprano, The Sopranos. Our vote for the worst mother in TV history has to go to Livia Soprano.
Oh, listen to him. He knows everything. You want some lunch? I got eggplant.
No, I just ate.
A real nasty piece of work. Livia served as a primary antagonist throughout the first 2 seasons, often coming into conflict with her son, Tony.
Before you do any more serious damage to yourself or your grandchildren's inheritance, you're gonna stop living alone right now.
This show is known for having some anticlimaxes, and Livia's role is one of them. A major plotline between Tony and Livia is established at the start of the 3rd season, but then she randomly dies of a stroke off screen and the story is promptly dropped.
Oh, your mother died.
You're kidding. Jesus Christ.
This is because Nancy Marchand, the woman who expertly portrayed Livia, had died in real life after a bout with various lung diseases. Barry Frost, Rizzoli and Isles. A TNT police procedural, Rizzoli and Isles stars Angie Harmon as Boston detective Jane Rizzoli.
This looks more like a squad room than a home.
Yeah.
Jane, you need a break. A home is a refuge, a place where you're supposed to get away from your problems.
Some psycho burns it down.
Her partner through the first 4 seasons was a computer whiz named Barry Frost, who was played by Lee Thompson Young.
Ross, your mom's here.
Hey, Mom. How'd you get here so fast?
We got off to an early start.
In August of 2013, Young was filming the 4th season of Rizzoli and Isles when he failed to show up to set. A well-being check was conducted, and it was found that Young had taken his own life. He was only 29 years old. Barry's last appearance occurs in the penultimate episode of Season 4, and it's explained in the 5th season premiere that he died in a car accident.
Barry was so many things to so many people.
Mrs. Wolowitz, The Big Bang Theory. Carol Ann Susie was a highly talented voice actress. With nothing but her signature rasp, Susie made the unseen Mrs. Wolowitz an enduring, hilarious, and unforgettable character.
I suppose I could stay for some dessert.
Great. You like chocolate chip cheesecake?
Sure.
I'll make one.
And she died as she lived, completely off screen. Mrs. Wolowitz dies in the 8th season episode The Comic Book Store Regeneration, and it's explained that she passed in her sleep while visiting her sister in Florida.
What's wrong? My mom died. What? That was my aunt. Ma took a nap. She never woke up.
Susie's death was just as sudden and surprising. She went in for a medical procedure and discovered that she was suffering from cancer. Her health quickly worsened and she passed away just 1 week later at the age of 62. Bill McNeal, News Radio. Phil Hartman brought his signature style of comedy to a variety of projects, including Saturday Night Live, where he earned an Emmy.
There's going to be a whole bunch of things we don't tell Mrs. Clinton. Fast food is the least of our worries.
One of his most beloved roles was on News Radio as Bill McNeal, an egotistical yet hilarious anchor at the WNYX station.
Dave's gone too far this time. Imagine an office without snacks.
Hartman played McNeal for 4 out of 5 seasons. Tragically, after the show's 4th season, Hartman was fatally shot by his wife before she took her own life. The show's 5th season premiere was able to act as a tribute to the character by saying his character died off-screen from a heart attack.
As far as memorial services go, I thought that was very nice.
His absence on the show was definitely felt by all. Ernie Coach Pantuso, Cheers. Every character on this classic sitcom brings their specific charm. For the bartender, Ernie Coach Pantuso, it was his sweet but very dim-witted nature.
How many times did you play hurt, Sam?
Now and then.
I must have got hit by 100 fastballs.
Actor Nicholas Colasanto embodied Coach's personality flawlessly and turned him into one of the most popular characters. Sadly, the actor passed away in 1985 from a heart attack after playing Coach for the first 3 seasons.
Coach, we were gonna kiss. We were?
You mind if I do these first?
Since his passing occurred in the middle of season 3, his character was initially just not around, but the season 4 premiere eventually confirmed Coach had died. Woody Harrelson was brought in to fill the role of the bar's resident dummy with a heart of gold.
I'm a friend of Coach's. Is he around?
I'm sorry, Woody. I guess you hadn't heard. No, Coach passed away a couple months ago. But yeah, I'd like to think he's still around.
During the finale, the show still took a moment to pay one final tribute to Coach. Edna Krabappel, The Simpsons. The Simpsons has an incredible cast of kooky recurring characters. One of the most frequently featured staples was the cynical elementary school teacher, Edna Krabappel.
Mrs. Krabappel, if I don't get at least a C average, I can't go to Camp Krusty.
Have a delightful summer.
During Marsha Wallace's 14-year history as the character, she earned an Emmy for outstanding voiceover performance. In 2013, the actress passed away due to complications from pneumonia. Although Krabappel's death was never explicitly stated on the show, there are several hints towards that being the case.
I have to stay here in Springfield because boys like Bart Simpson need me.
Bart's chalkboard message to her following Wallace's passing and several mentions of her from other characters made it clear that Edna didn't simply retire. Mr. Hooper, Sesame Street. Although the majority of the most famous characters from this educational series are puppets, Mr. Hooper certainly left his mark.
Hi, Mr. Hooper. Oh, hello, Gordon. How are you?
While the owner of Hooper's store could be a bit harsh, he undeniably had a warm heart. Will Lee played Mr. Hooper from the show's beginning in 1969 until 1982 when he died of a heart attack. No one would have blamed the kids' show for writing the character off in a gentle way.
Last but not least, ta-da!
Oh, look at that one. That's nice. So beautiful.
However, the show decided to address his death through a storyline with Big Bird in a way its young viewers could understand.
Big Bird, when people die, they don't come back.
Ever?
No, never.
Sesame Street was praised for handling such a serious topic with sensitivity and understanding. They made sure that children and adults could say goodbye to Lee's Mr. Hooper. Owen Granger, NCIS Los Angeles.
Miguel Ferrer went from playing recurring character Owen Granger on NCIS Los Angeles to being a part of the main fabric of the show.
Go into the main building, tell them to lock the doors and keep security and PD away. I'll handle this.
While he was still acting on the program, he was diagnosed with throat cancer. A behind-the-scenes decision was made to reveal that the Granger character was also suffering from a cancer ailment caused by risky career choices.
I'm afraid he's gone.
Gone?
From what I understand, one minute he was here and the next minute he wasn't.
Within the show, the character left a hospital where he was being treated to spend time with his family. In real life, Ferrer had passed away in a house he shared with his loved ones. The show concluded Granger's storyline by letting the audience know he had died peacefully in a beautiful place.
I got to know my father, and he got to know me. It was a wonderful week.
Leo McGarry, The West Wing. Aaron Sorkin's The West Wing had a wonderful cast of deep characters and engaging plotlines that helped earn the show more than 24 Emmys. One of its Emmys went to John Spencer, who played the president's chief of staff, Leo McGarry.
Well, you're president of the United States. You're delivering the State of the Union address tomorrow night. India and Pakistan are pointing nuclear weapons at each other, and you have 102-degree fever. So I guess we're out of the woods.
McGarry's dynamics with other characters was fascinating to watch. His friendship with President Jed Bartlett was particularly engaging. Sadly, that friendship was cut short when Spencer died of a heart attack in 2005, partway through filming the show's final season. At the time, Leo was running for vice president. The series had him also die of a heart attack on election night. In a touching moment, the writers made it clear Leo would have become vice president.
Thanks, boss.
Fred Andrews, Riverdale. Luke Perry became a teen icon while playing Dylan on Beverly Hills 90210. He returned for a whole new generation of teen drama on Riverdale to play Archie's father, Fred Andrews.
Welcome home, Ferris. Sneaking out, breaking curfew, getting into fights.
Dad, don't freak out, okay? I was with Josie helping the Pussycats with a song they're doing at that Taste of Riverdale thing. And I was hoping you would let me go.
Thanks to Perry's fine work, his relationship with his son felt real, and the character felt incredibly compassionate. The show demonstrated his selflessness by having Fred sacrifice his life to push a stranger out of the path of a speeding car.
Another vehicle came upon them way too fast, and he was struck by.
In reality, this turn was written in response to Perry's passing of a stroke in 2019 at just 52. Riverdale's Season 4 In Memoriam episode served as a touching tribute to the character and actor. Perry's Beverly Hills co-star Shannon Doherty also made a guest appearance as the stranger he saved.
You're the one he was helping.
I mean, cars just, they kept whizzing by. Nobody would stop, but your dad did.
Finn Hudson, Glee. Corey Monteith was best known for playing Glee's Finn Hudson. The star quarterback celebrated his love for singing by joining the Signature Club.
I wish that I had Jesse's girl. Where can I find a woman like that?
After 4 years of playing the character, the world was rocked with shocking news. The 31-year-old was found dead in his hotel room with a mix of alcohol and other substances in his system. Following his death, the production start date for the show's 5th season was pushed back.
Sort of cheesy. Now it's beautiful. I just had to see it.
They eventually addressed Finn's passing in the quarterback without giving details about how he died. For the remainder of the series, the show continued to honor the memory of one of the Glee Club's brightest stars, Adam West, Family Guy. For years, the silly antics of Mayor Adam West provided some of the best moments on Family Guy. Having the hilariously odd character actually be voiced by the former Batman star just made everything more delightful.
My name isn't Adam Wee. Or is it? Who am I? What number did you dial? Don't ever call here again. I guess I told him, nobody messes with Adam Wee.
In 2017, West died from leukemia, and like the rest of us, Family Guy said goodbye to its mayor. But life in Quahog continued on. The town's high school was renamed after West in tribute. In his stead, his cousin Wild West, voiced by Sam Elliott, took his place. The show similarly had to write out Angela, Peter's former boss, when her voice actress Carrie Fisher passed away from a stroke in 2016.
She may be gone, but her voice will live on in DVD and Hulu Plus and tiny droid projected messages. I may have lost a boss, but heaven has gained a princess.
Both characters would be dearly missed in Quahog.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications.
Paul Hennessy, 8 Simple Rules. Originally titled 8 Simple Rules for Dating My Teenage Daughter, the sitcom followed the trials and tribulations of an overbearing father as his teen daughters began to date.
You will continue to date her and no one but her until she is finished with you, because if you make her cry, I will make you cry.
Legendary sitcom actor John Ritter was praised for his take as family patriarch Paul. Tragically, he passed away of an aortic dissection while filming the 2nd season. The show took a break in production to reshape the series.
Supposed to be back in 10 minutes. He's running a stupid errand. He was supposed to be back, and he was taking us to school.
After it returned, the show spent an hour-long episode to serve as a tribute to Paul. Subsequent episodes also showed the impact of his death on his family.
And I always hated it when he did that. I just want my dad back. Bridget, leave me alone.
While the show was never quite the same after Paul's absence, Ritter and his final leading role weren't forgotten. Which TV characters who perished left a lasting mark on you? Share your memories and tributes below.
Love to sit and watch TV. We can sit there and watch TV too in quiet and solemn remembrance.